My first memories of Annifreed, she was only 4, and she bounced into the daycare.
Like literally bounced. My name is Annifreed Sinjor. I am 24 years old, and I am from New Bedford, Massachusetts. My parents passed away when I was 4 from AIDS, and it was very hard for me.
My name's Erin Welch, and I've known Annifreed since she was 4 for the last 20 years. She's been in my life.
I don't really remember the transition from her being my daycare teacher to her not being my daycare teacher anymore, but still being involved in my life.
The organization that I worked for was Cambridge Cares About AIDS. When I was running the daycare, Steve Gross was working with kids that might have trauma as well. So he invited us to join his group in a gym so that the kids could all play together.
All I remember is like this beaming energy and joy that would radiate from this little girl. I remember one thing, we were playing in the parachute. I don't know, you probably don't remember this.
She loved the parachute.
But we're playing in the parachute, and there's a bunch of kids playing, and you're just smiling. You didn't say much. You didn't talk a lot then. It was your body language that was so positive. And then we're in this parachute, and all of a sudden you go like, "This is fun!" And you yelled it out, but then you scared yourself, and then you kind of looked around at everyone else and you went, "Right?"
Even though kids are going through a hard time, they still get to have fun, and they can still play and enjoy themselves, and it means something. It's not just play, it's not worrying about the other things in their life. And I just always felt like her dad was really committed to having her have a good childhood, even though towards the end he was pretty sick. So after her parents passed away, she would throw things. She just had meltdowns as a little kid.
I used to just have outbursts where just anger or sadness, and I would just freak out, and they would just hold me.
We knew Annifreed was gonna have a loss, and it was really hard.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to Erin, and I know this sounds cliche, but it can't really be put into words, like how thankful I am for her being in my life. She's definitely a mentor when it comes to me trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. The biggest thing I've learned from Erin is not only how to be thankful and grateful, but to actually show it. When Erin had talked to me about, it's really important to volunteer, but not just to volunteer just to say you volunteer. You actually need to like what you're volunteering for and really care about it. So I volunteer once a week for the AIDS Action Committee. I think I just feel like I'm making a slightly bigger impact in terms of people's lives who really need help.
It's fantastic. She's grown up, and she is probably who she would have been even if horrible things had not happened to her. She still was successful in everything she was working on, school, track, getting a good job. It doesn't define a person.
I think our story is an example of how important relationships are between people and how important it is to maintain connection.
We realized early on that Life is Good isn't about us. It's about a broader community of optimists, and we're so grateful for the stories people have shared through the years.
It's a ripple effect. The stories you share help us grow the good.
If you have a story to share, send an email to goodstories@lifeisgood.com.
And if you want to view more stories, visit us at lifeisgood.com or on social.